Hi, I'm Manu Sharma. And, for the longest time, I thought I knew what strategy was all about. Turns out, I was looking at it completely backwards. And I want to share the story of that simple shift, the one that honestly changed everything for me. So, for years, this was my entire world, right? I was the strategy guy. I'm talking offsites, workshops, market analysis, you name it. My whole job, my entire purpose, was to help organizations build these rock-solid plans for their future. But here's the thing. The dirty little secret that always kind of gnawed at me. More often than not, all that work, all that effort, it led to, well, basically nothing. We'd make the plan, sure, but did real change actually happen? Not so much. And I'm sure you've seen this, right? It's that classic, frustrating story. We'd come out with this beautiful, comprehensive document. I mean, charts, graphs, 5-year projections, the whole shebang. And in the room, everyone's nodding. They're all bought in. But then, what happens? That energy just fizzles out, and that amazing plan, it just becomes a relic on a shelf, just a reminder of a conversation we once had. It took me way too long to figure this out, but eventually it hit me. The problem wasn't the companies. Nope. The problem was me. It was my approach. I had this fundamental misunderstanding of what my role was. I walked into those rooms thinking my job was to have all the answers. And boy, was I wrong. And that was the big shift. That was the aha moment. I had to stop being the expert with the solution and start being the facilitator with the questions. See, my real value wasn't in handing them my answers. It was in helping them wrestle with the questions to find their own. And that realization, honestly, it changed the whole game. Think about it. A good answer, it gives you a little direction for a little while. But a great question, oh man, a great question, it makes a team really think. It forces them to challenge their own assumptions, to dig deep, and to find a clarity that is genuinely theirs. That's how you get real alignment from the inside out. Okay, so you're probably wondering, what are these magic questions? Well, over the years, I've found that it all really boils down to 3 absolutely fundamental questions. These are the ones that just slice right through all the noise and get to the core of what really matters. All right, first up, what is our winning aspiration? And look, this is so much deeper than just setting some quarterly goals. This is about your purpose. Why are you even here? What does winning actually truly look like for you? This is the question that gets everyone connected to a single shared mission. Okay, question number 2 is huge. Where will we play? Look, strategy is all about making choices. It's about trade-offs. You just can't be everything to everyone. It doesn't work. So this question forces you to get crystal clear. Who are your customers? What markets are you in? What products are you offering? And maybe even more importantly, what are you going to say no to? And that brings us to the third and final question. How will we win? So you know your purpose, you know where you're competing. Now you've got to figure out your unique advantage. What makes you special? Why on earth should a customer pick you over anyone else? This is where you really define your unique value and the things you do that bring that value to life. Now, here's where the magic happens. When a team gets together and really, truly, honestly answers these 3 questions, something powerful clicks into place. And spoiler alert, it has absolutely nothing to do with writing a document. Because the goal, well, it isn't the plan itself. I like to think of the actual physical strategic plan as a souvenir. Yeah, that's it. It's an artifact of the journey, a record of the really important conversations that happened. But it's not the prize. And that's the mistake so many of us make. We think the document is the goal, and that's exactly why those plans die on the shelf. So what is true strategy then? It's not a binder full of paper. It's a shared state of mind. It's that collective aha moment, that clarity that's forged when you have those tough conversations. You know you've got it when literally everyone on the team can answer those 3 big questions in the exact same way. And when you get that shared clarity, the results are just incredible. Suddenly, you've got alignment without needing a million meetings to force it. You get real focus because everybody knows what not to work on. You empower your people to actually make decisions. And you get what we were all after in the first place, meaningful, coordinated action. Which brings me to my last big point here. We have got to stop treating strategy like some big project we do every 3 years, you know? It's not a static thing you check off a list. It's got to be an ongoing process. It's a way of thinking, a way of operating every single day.
So if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Strategy isn't a thing you have, it's a thing you do. It is the constant, living, breathing conversation about who you are, where you're headed, and how you're all going to get there together. That conversation, that's what keeps the plan off the shelf and makes it real.